Oh, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, or good grief, what are you doing still up to all of us in our viewing area? Welcome to the DRMC SNES Speed Tournament for February 2023. I am OoktheLibrarian, and with me today will be some great commentators and another wonderful pile of folks ready to take the SNES crown. Now, this is just a side event. We don't have anything official. There's no points going on. This is just for people who really, really want to play this game. And apparently a lot of you did because we have, it has dropped down to 13 players in 5 countries on 3 continents. And that in and of itself is pretty freaking awesome. So a little bit of housekeeping. We did get an announcement in the SNES channel. I'm going to keep double checking that right now. That ACM, who actually won our last SNES tournament, will not be able to make it in. So we'll explain in a second what that will mean for our tournament. But I'm going to go ahead and bring in my co-commentator for the first match, Savage Octagon. Savage, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, nothing like a little Saturday afternoon pill slinging. I love to watch SNES, it's such a much nicer game.
What was it that you play in?
Yeah, I think there's something about the frustration of the RNG that keeps me coming back to NES, but maybe you could convince me.
Yeah. So, let's just talk right now about the chaos that is about to happen. So we are doing 2 matches at a time in the first round because we're going to get all this done in one day. And so our first match, here it is coming up on your screen right now. It is going to feature Dars versus Ibar and Floyd versus Watchmuh. So Dars and Ivar are playing for the honor of facing off against Adelito, who got a bye in the first round. And Floyd and Watchma are actually playing now for a chance at a semifinal match. ACM, who was our number 2 seed, did have to drop. So, we're following the same basic rule set that we've got on the NES play. So, the winner of Floyd Watchma will get a bye into the semifinal round. So, a lot at stake here and a lot of chaos getting ready to happen, Savage.
Yeah, so please bear with us. We're going to be watching 4 boards at once, which is going to be a pretty rad. It's going to be pretty brain scrambling, but this is very exciting. We've got 4 luminaries of the Dr. Mario world up here. We are seeing Floyd for the first time in a while, who has said that he's officially retired from NES, but we know that he's an excellent player of all the game styles. And we've got Ibar's playing on high and the other 3 playing on medium. So he's playing with fire with the fast pace of this game. So let's see the readies we're gonna have.
Yeah, absolutely. Once we get readies for everybody, it will be levels 4 through 8 in round one. Again, everything about this tournament is built for speed. We're trying not to keep everybody on too late, especially the Dave, our restreamer, who, again, if you're going to Louisville, buy the man a drink. This he has
Mhm.
earned it. So I plan on buying him something. I don't know, a coffee at the very least. Dave is and has been a wonderful person without whom none of this would be possible. I don't even know how he's pulling this off right now. So, let's see. I see readies from Ibar, Floyd, Dars, and Watchma.
Mhm.
So, looks like we have got all 4 readies. Great to see you again, Floyd. Great to see you not being there, Dars and Watchma. And Ibar, how's it going? Nice to see you again. We got our 3, 2, 1 pills in chat. Let the chaos commence.
Whew, deep breaths. Right.
Okay, so again, Floyd and Watchma will be playing each other. So nothing that happens on the other board is going to affect them. Same with Ibar and Dars. The 2 of them are playing each other. So nothing that happens on the other match is going to affect the 2 of them.
Mhm. One of the great things about SNES, that we love, the RNG is better. And of course, the pills are more evenly, or sorry, the virus is more evenly distributed amongst the colors. That being said, Dars on the upper right is struggling with a lot of red on his board right now.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of the same for Watchma. It's just a really big red city, and you see a red show up, and you're like, "Oh, hey, oh, Floyd is already out at 43 seconds out of level 4." That's not a number we're used to calling out.
hmm And Ibar out of his at about 55 seconds. So he is into level 5. Dar's still struggling with that red and able to get the yellow off the bottom horizontally. But yeah, still looking for those last few red pills as Ibar is working with some really nice doubles up at the top.
Watchma out at a 102, and it's about a 111 for Dars. So yeah, definitely advantage to Floyd and to Ibar in their two matches. But we've still got quite a bit of pills left to play. And yeah, anything can happen in this version. That's and often does.
hmm You notice that Ibar had wrecked the horizontal that he had going in row 1. However, the forgiving nature of this allowed him to clear up that yellow, and he is avoiding a little bit of drop time and almost out of level 5 at about a 153, and Floyd out of level 5 a couple seconds before that. Dars has really caught up here and just has a couple more left to go, setting up that drop, preparing that horizontal beautifully. He'll be out in just a few seconds.
We had Watchman out at about 2 minutes flat, and it looks like about a 208 for Dars. I have to look at the player names just to see who we're looking at here. As Floyd is now fighting the practical lack of blue on his top line. In fact, with that double blue, he's going to have about one more place to put some blue, and yeah, he just used it. So the
Now,
doctor, go
oh,
ahead.
I just got to say, Ibar had the chonkiest of tees earlier to clear out some red and blue in the center of the board, and now he is just cruising. He's about 14 viruses ahead of Dars, who still is taking off the viruses at a really good pace. A little bit of trouble in that column 3. He will have to build up to it.
So we're looking at a 250 out for Floyd. He's gunning in at the under a minute a level pace, and about a 303 for Ibar. And yeah, if you look at column 3 over on Dar's side, that's going to be a little bit of a pain point. He's going to start having to build this bridge up to it, and these double blues are not what he needs. But he is out at a 316, about 2 seconds after Watchman finished up.
Yeah, so he is about 8 viruses behind Floyd into his level 7. Things are looking good. Really nice red horizontal for Watchma to drop down that blue yellow in columns 1, 2. Looking really good, but now Watchma's dealing with a lot of blue on that top line.
Down on Floyd's side, we're seeing quite a bit of a lot more garbage than we're used to seeing from Floyd. I obviously have not had a chance to really see exactly what was going on at any point, but I think it's just a matter of the pills not being exactly what he wants. Although I see some double opportunities down at the bottom. I feel like that's what he's going to do with those reds. So this is just going to end up being a garbage pile, and there he proves me right.
hmm Now, on this game on top, we're seeing Watchma and Ibar, or sorry, Dars and Ibar very close together. Look at that great horizontal from Dars. He's out at a 422. So these two are basically at the exact same time. So it is really down to this level 8 for the both of them.
Yeah, and Watchma joins the other three into level 8. So this will be the final level of our level block. And a really nice, just last second horizontal flip for
Ooh.
Watchma. He's getting a lot of the pills that he needs, but if he gets too much more yellow, that's going to start becoming a problem for him.
And Ibar really ripping through this level, honestly. Now, column 3, he did have to drop a blue garbage half on top of that red. It just wasn't going to work out for him. But look at him setting up. All of that is free and clear at the moment, setting up for a
Oh
good
my
horizontal
gosh.
opportunity.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, every bit of that. I hated that he had to burn out some of that blue, but everything else was just like
Yeah.
pristine. And it does look like Ibar may be our first to finish. He is at a 529. So GG's to Ibar, who takes game one of his match. And Floyd is just three blues away. There's one, two, and three. At 535, he also takes game one of his match.
Mhm.
But, oh, wow, nice. Oh, wow, that combo from Watchmuh. 548 and a 535 for Dars. So,
Wow.
really good tight times. And yeah, that's great for all of these players.
Yeah, that was looking amazing. And I mean, Floyd's time through his first two levels was amazing. Yeah, we are not used to calling out a lot of numbers that are under 1 minute. So that's really, really
Yeah,
exciting. And
absolutely.
again, chat, if you see some great moves, please call them out because we are looking at all of these screens at the
Poor
same time.
controls. Poor Control says it's breaking his head a little bit.
Hmm.
Unless I'm mistaken, Control is coming to us from Sweden, so it's also very early in the morning over there. Not quite as early as it is for Adelito. Well, later, technically earlier, but you know what I mean. Not as ridiculous of a time as it is for Adelito.
Well, now we do have readies from all four players. So we're going to
Yes.
get ready to get started again. Three, two, one, and pills.
Oh,
Oh, Ibar playing
Ivar.
dad percent.
Yeah, that's even more impressive. All right,
Yes.
Ivar the first one out of the gate, and everybody else now in the start of their games. And this is make or break time for everybody who didn't just win their match.
Right, exactly. Now, of course, Ibar, Dars are neck and neck. Ibar has a few more seconds on the clock, but Dars is really getting a good start to his level 4 with some great RNG, great horizontals going on. And I wonder if he's going to be saving these reds to get horizontally and wait for some good RNG, and he gets it.
Excellent. So Watchma actually has the lead against Floyd right now. I've been looking at Floyd's board. It's yeah, I was kind of waiting. That's literally that L that he just pulled off is exactly why I've been watching his board. But it is Watchma out at first at a little under a minute. And wow, Dar's right there with him. So yeah, like you said, these two are neck and neck.
Yeah, Ibar and Dars literally out at the same time. Obviously, we're seeing it at slightly different times on our screens, but they are exactly neck and neck. And look at Dars. He is setting something up. I'm not sure what the deal is with that double red that's there, but once he clears out those reds horizontally, and look at him swimming these pills all the way to the left of the screen. Very impressive. But yeah, this double red gonna really help with the combo. Still not quite sure where he's going. I think it's an epic fat log.
Yeah, that's what he's wanting is that fat log. And yeah, to your point about swims, they are actually easier on this version, but you still have to be able to do it. As Ibar out at what is that, a 149, 150, really just cranking along here. And poor Dars is finding himself stuck trying to get that combo, and it is not working out
Hmm.
for him. As Watchma
Yeah.
also out.
Yeah, I think Dars really was selling out for something there. I think it was a red blue and didn't cut it loose, I think, in enough time. So that let Ibar get about a 15, almost a 20 virus lead there. So, but Dars now cleaning that up at a quick pace. Still, the bottom right hand side of that board going to be pretty locked up, Ook.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. Looking at our bottom pairing, I don't know what else to call them. We've actually got Floyd out at a 216 and Watchma showing that, yeah, this was his first speed version of Dr. Mario. And oh, there's Dars out. Was it a 243?
Just about.
Um, so yeah, this is definitely where he came from and what he's probably one of the best at.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm having
Ibar
trouble.
that's okay. Ibar totally just smoking that level 6, honestly. And Dar's 18 viruses left to go on 6. So Ibar really, really sticking it to Dar's right now. And Dar's has situation on his column 7 and 8. He may have to take a bunch of drop time, but it looks like he's got some good plans set up, especially at the bottom of the board there with all those blues.
Yeah, as Dars is trying to get caught up, he gets the exact perfect piece for that, for clearing everything up. Floyd is still having a little bit of struggle, but part of it is just because Watchman has been running just laps
Ooh,
around these first levels.
really
As
nice sideways tee from Floyd, though, just now.
excellent. And Ibar is, I'm pretty sure he's got himself really buried. Maybe
Hmm.
I'm missing something, but it looks like he's just straight up buried down there.
Yeah, so Dars with 22 viruses behind, if Ibar isn't able to clear out the situation, which it looks like actually it's mostly cleared out now, he does have a lot of yellows packed tightly together, but he is going to be out of level 7 in pretty short order. RNG cooperates.
So we had Watchmuh, first one out of level 7 into our final level out at a 416. And it looks like Ibar at a 437 has followed him up, and I missed Floyd's time. But yeah, Floyd and Watchmuh are in the final level, and Ibar is ahead of Dars now,
Mm,
having already made that final level. I think you're right. I think it was
yeah,
that final commitment to that one play is
yeah.
really going to come back to bite him.
Over on Floyd's side, he had a little bit of a misdrap there. He wanted to tuck a double blue all the way to the left-hand side, and it did not go where he wanted to go. So you see him shaking his head there. But he has 24 viruses left to go to Washma's 10 now. So Watchman needs a lot of blue, but this game a lot more forgiven. It's coming for him. Meanwhile, on the top of the board, we've got a 20 virus advantage for Ibar, looking to clear out a big barge of red in the middle, but really nice drop combo there, showing good management of all the layers.
Yeah, and one of the things you'll notice if you've never played this version before is we do have Watchman out at a 534, so
Hmm.
he'll be forcing a game 3. One of the things you'll notice is when you start trying to play this particular version fast, it's faster than anything you've ever tried. It's bizarrely fast. All right, we've got Ibar out, so Ibar will be going on to round 2 to face off against Adelito, our 1 seed, and we will be moving that match from the spot where it would have been into the last spot in our round 2, but we'll get to that in just a minute
Hmm.
as Dars is going to finish up.
Yeah, and again, as we said, really think it was the commitment to that move back in level 6 that slowed Dars down.
Nice play
But
there, though.
yeah, but look at this great management with this combo. And
Dars
he's
proving
out
that he's
at a 640. Yeah.
still capable. All right, so we do have readies from Watchman and Floyd. Ibar is through to the next round. I'm going to send him a message real quick. Let you handle this single match.
All right. Whew. Love to see that. A little less chaos here. So watch the bottom of your screen. Watchma and Floyd going to go at it in a decider, which we love to see. So currently, Watchma's board a little more open. Here you see Floyd tangled up in a bunch, will be tangled up in a bunch of yellows towards the middle bottom of that board. Oof, really nice lightning bolt there from Watchma with all of those yellows there. Has the opportunity to set up for a T with the blues, or sorry, a horizontal with the blues. Doesn't take it, but it makes a lot of sense given the arrangement of the pills. Both of these players very close together. Watchma out at 36 seconds. Wow.
And honestly,
That,
Floyd not too far behind.
no, seriously. These are great times. Out of 46.
Yeah, we would have been shocked at that just a minute ago.
Right. So let's see. We've got Watchma trying to set up something there. Now, that first blue-yellow that's on column 2, it looks
Oh.
like it could be a misdrop. Beautiful combo, by the way. But it was just throwing away garbage, and he's actually going to use yellow in column 2 for strategic garbage.
And there's a lightning bolt for the Mario fans out there from Floyd. He's really so I think he's got some NES play still in his brain as he was really setting up waiting for a yellow red, which is a super common pill in NES,
Mhm.
and it just wasn't coming for him. Usually a safe play on the NES side, but not so much here on the SNES.
Yeah, you see Watchmuh on the right, he was waiting for some yellows, and that gave Floyd the chance to get out at about a 149. Watchmuh just out a couple seconds behind, but of course, unlike NES, it's really hard to get through that little animation. You do have to wait a second, so a little delayed gratification for us.
Yeah, that's the one time the SNES version just decides to take a little bit longer than its NES
Mhm.
counterpart.
Yeah, but these two neck and neck, really nice horizontal there from Watchma at the bottom of the board. And other than column 6 and 8, really nice tight formation there for Watchma. So that'll be good. And Lloyd's formation, tons of yellow up there, and probably will have to take some drop time. But nice close together means some good low drop combos in the meantime.
Yeah, and the doctor giving us exactly what we want, a very close match between two really good players. I'm going to be disappointed with whoever we lose at the end of this
Mm-hmm.
one because
Yeah.
these two are really good players. As as we'll say about just about everybody in this tournament. I say just about. I
Mm-hmm.
mean everybody in this tournament. I was looking through the whole thing earlier and just went, wow, there's not an easy match for anybody. Floyd out
No.
of 306.
Yeah. Watchman dealing with a lot of yellow right now and doesn't have any competing plans. A blue yellow would be great for the left-hand side of that board, but oh my gosh, is this NES? Like what's going on there?
It thinks it
So
is.
yeah. Yep, just needs a couple more yellows and he'll be out at a 331. But that's given Floyd a big opportunity to get ahead on this level 7.
Yeah, he's about 15 viruses ahead, right at the start of the level. So that could be very telling, depending on how the next few seconds go. Honestly, as Watchman trying to put some stuff together, the doc just not giving him exactly the pills he needs. Now he has no use for a double blue. It's not something you're used to saying in this version.
Yeah, for sure. Meanwhile, Floyd setting up, he had a horizontal blue that was set up really well so as not to disturb the possibility of clearing out all those reds horizontally at the bottom. And now he's out at a 414. Watchma 16 viruses behind. I mean, exactly. Like, I'm super sad to lose one of these players.
Yeah, but as we mentioned earlier, thanks to or with ACM dropping out, we will see the other one in the semifinal a little bit later tonight. Uh, that is probably going to be an excellent match. You'll definitely want to
Hmm.
stick around for that.
Yeah, for sure. Watchma at the last 6 viruses of his board. Notice could have taken those blues out horizontally and maybe left a little more space for that blue to be cleared out, but doesn't matter. Gets all the stuff in the right order out at 5 minutes.
I got a nice swag tee there as well.
Mm-hmm.
No real reason for it. It was just nice and swaggy. But yeah, Floyd is starting to really run away with this last little bit
Mm-hmm.
as he is down to just the last 6 viruses in his last level.
Yeah, and there's not really anything that he can do that's gonna make all of this go away in a super fancy way because of the way that the 3 blues are arranged and that red there, that was the second to last color. So there we go. He's out at a 536. And notice how consistent these times were. You had 2 players out of our 4 getting 535 in the first match, and I think Watchma won the second game with a 536. So yeah, seems to be the number of the night so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So GG's to Floyd and to Ibar. We're going to step away so that we can get our next match set up. So until then, you are watching the Dr. Mario Championships. Stick around.
Welcome back, everyone, to the DRMC. I wanted to take a moment to plug our next live versus tournament. We are going to be at the Louisville Arcade Expo on March 11th, I believe, a Saturday. We will be playing a nice versus tournament. It's our bluegrass, I can never pronounce that, bluegrass regional. And the top two players will get a place in our special immunity pool at our year-end tournament in Columbus. So if you're anywhere near there, a lot of us are going to be there. I'm going to be there, Ook and Dave, and a lot more. So you'll get to meet us and play us and hopefully beat us. And yeah, we'd love to see you there. And for our next group, which has a lot of heavy hitters, I'm going to invite Swong and JonDatFlindo into the booth. Guys, take it away.
Thank you so much, Savage. As she just said, we have a fantastic lineup for you here. We have our number 4 seed, Packy, versus our number 13 seed, Chris Bidwell, and our 5 seed, Frank, versus our 12 seed and host of the SNES tournament, OoktheLibrarian, who you guys just heard of. Swang, what do you think of these matches?
Oh man, you always love the Bidwell Packy matchup. It's always legendary to see these two stalwarts of the community face it off, and it's just one of the most exciting matchups you'll ever see with any tournament, with anything going on in the Dr. Mario scene. We know that Frank and Ook really put up some hot times as well, and it's going to be an absolute slugfest and an absolute brawl between, well, 2 and 2 of these players here. So it's going to be just, I can't take it. It's going to be so much action going on right now here, Flindo.
Absolutely. And we do have readies from all 4 players. So we'll get that countdown going, and we will get this game 1 and some chaotic commentary going. We have our 3, 2, 1, and pills.
Pills indeed. And we are going to be off to these 2 matchups between Frank and Ook, Packy and Bidwell. This is a level block of 4 through 8. Things is going to be chopping down real quick, and Packy already making quick work, trying to drop things down. I think the name of the game for most of these players is going to be vertical clears here, Flindo.
Yeah, these boards are definitely screaming vertical clears, especially looking at Chris Bidwell's. You see him already taking down some pills. He had to take a little bit of drop time there in his column 8, but may have had a little misdrop there with the double red. I think he was aiming for column 4, but pretty much clean for Bidwell. As we look over at Packy's side, he's already down to 5 viruses left. He's just going to need a little bit of yellow, and this yellow-red here is going to be really nice for him. We'll see if he's able to build up this horizontally, and he is with that blue. He's just going to need 1 more red, and he'll be out of this at 56 seconds.
And as you say that, Frank got out of his level at about 48 seconds. He was swimming and tucking things around and playing little gymnastics to get things moving here. But as you say, these players are just going to be playing pretty much instinctively and as quickly as possible, and all 4 of these players are going to be doing that just fine. Bidwell entering into the 4 at 107, and didn't see when Ook got in, but it looks like he was also in the low ones there too, Flindo.
Yeah, so all 4 players off to a great start already. At least in my experience, you've wanted to be out of level 8 at around 2 minutes, or excuse me, level 5 at around 2 minutes. Man, level 8 would be amazing. And we see Packy already creeping up on that. He's down to 7 viruses, not wanting to see any blue at this point. And of course, the doctor giving him a little blue. Really nice lightning rod there, Silly Peasants from Packy, and he's out at a 151.
Frank putting together an awesome combo. Drop into a T, into a horizontal, gets everything there. I was actually looking at both Packy and Frank's board, and it was looking like NES, reminiscent of the NES RNG. So really awesome to see these players be flexible and maintain a real strong, diverse top line there. But both players are out as sub 2. Bidwell and Ook also joining into the level 6 block here, and we see a lot of yellows on Chris Bidwell's side, getting presented with that yellow pill and making it to just drop everything down. Again, verticality is going to be a name of most of these levels here with this early level block here.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen Bidwell drop that yellow-blue vertically and then use the double yellow to drop it into a cross and make a really nice drop setup for the next spill. But he gets it going, and he's making some good plays, trying to keep up with Packy, who is about 6 viruses ahead of Chris Bidwell at this point. Now down to 6 viruses, and looking like he's going for a horizontal setup on this blue. We'll see if the RNG is going to cooperate with him. It is. He's just going to need 3 more yellows, gets 2 double yellows, out at a 2:58 blazing time for Packy. As we look down at OoktheLibrarian, looking like he has 13 pills, working with a little bit of red yellow on his right side there. And it looks like he's got a bit of a situation on the bottom of his board. It's going to be interesting to see how he cleans this up swung.
Yeah, he's got that blue really buried in that column 6 or 7 there, and it's going to take a little bit of time because that yellow is there is a yellow virus at the other corner there, so he's going to have to strategically go. But I think the plan for him is to clear that blue out, clear the yellow out horizontally, very nice, and then he's going to clear out that blue. And it looks to me like he had a little incognito hidden virus in the side there, but he's going to be out at 344, entering into his level 7 here. Meanwhile, Frank's suggesting he's going to be taking a fat log at the very bottom of his board. Packy making quick work with an excellent drop T coming up, dropping it down.
Look at that.
There, excellent play. Vertically clearing that yellow, and he's going to be down to his short bit of viruses here. Bidwell with a nice diverse top line, creating it all down, chopping it there. He's getting it set up, just setting it on up. Packy in out a 4:08. Love that San Jose time. Me as a NorCal buddy, you know how it goes, Packy. Thanks for repping that. But we're seeing it just these players playing lights out crazy. Frank out of 4:13, and man, if this is not a hot time for these, I don't know what would be there, Flindo.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, we don't have stats for that, so we can't share that. Unfortunately, but hey, maybe one day we'll be there. As we look over at Packy's board, making some really great plays, looking to maybe get a yellow-red to get a horizontal drop cross. And look, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
5 viruses with that 1 pill. Very nice play by Packy. As we look over to Chris Bidwell's side of things, he's got a pretty interesting board here. Not my favorite board, but we know Chris Bidwell is a big combo player, especially in the SNES version. A little bit of trivia for you guys. In Waco, we had a mixed match version, and he actually won the whole thing, took down myself, Packy, and I forget who the other one was. I think it was Vince. Yeah, it was Vince who was the other one. So Chris Bidwell, really good at those combos, really good at seeing those combos, and we're seeing that here as we look down to Frank's side of things. As Packy out at a 527, Frank just needs 1 more red and 1 more yellow, and he will follow Packy, gets the yellow out at a 532. So Packy wins his first game against Chris Bidwell, and Frank wins his first game against OoktheLibrarian.
And you got to respect the time. I mean, Bidwell losing with a 5:43. So all these players right here just playing lights out, just crazy fast, lightning quick. I mean, that's the name of the game at this SNES version here, and all 3 of these players here are doing that. Ook realizes that the match is over. He's going to be topping out, getting it over there, and says, you know what? I'm just going to wipe these nerves down and get right back into it and make Frank work for it really hard here. And so I think that's what Ook's plan is, and we're going to see some excellent gameplay from these players here.
Absolutely. We have GG's in the chat from chat, and we have a ready from Ook and a ready from Packy. We'll get reset. Ook and Chris Bidwell looking to take their matches to a decider. Now we have a ready from Frank, just waiting on Chris Bidwell, and we will get this game 2 underway. Chris Bidwell, aka BSG 4000, for those of you that don't know. And there's a ready from
we
Chris
got
Bidwell.
a Bidwell ready there. Nice going. All right.
I've always wondered what the SG stands for.
I don't know. I thought it was a play on like maybe some sort of like Doom thing, BSG 4000, BFG 9000. I don't know. We have to ask himself whatever it means there. Who knows?
we did find out in the Discord that it's a vacuum bag size.
That's right.
As we have all 4 players into our game, OoktheLibrarian on your bottom right-hand corner of the screen, looking like he had a little bit of a misdrop. That's going to cause a big amount of drop time unless he's able to get some really creative clears here. Looking over at Frank, he's down to 11 viruses left. He's got a lot of viruses up high, but getting some really nice doubles to clear those out. Almost called you savage, Swang.
I was looking over there. I was a little fascinated with Packy's stream. He's making his TV Twitch and using some, Earthbound PK fire action going on there. Because when I'm talking about PK fire, he's going to set up a hot time with this. You'll expect to see it. It seems to have cleared down, but he's out at a 51, so a sub 1, awesome time. And Frank answering at the 50 as his own. Bidwell's also going to be out, just needs 1 red, a sub 1 as well. Is very respectable at a 55 second, and looks like Ook's going to be just chopping down, I believe, 2 yellows on his side there.
Ooh,
Yes,
nice sweet tea from Packy.
And a 112 there, but just not getting the yellows here. Very not what you would expect to see out of SNES RNG, but sometimes that's what happens. It's just kind of interesting to see there. But wow, as we say that, Packy just chomping through this level 5 here, dropping everything down, drop combo, keeping it nice and efficient. Just needs some blues to clear it all out here, Flindo.
Yeah, and I really like the decision by Packy to go ahead and take the drop time to get the drop combo. It's and he could have waited because he's gotten a lot of yellows afterwards, but he's already out at a 143, very, very quick time by Packy. As we look over to Chris Bidwell, he's not too far behind, just needing 2 more blues. Going to take a little bit of drop time here. There's one. Here's another. He's going to be out of 151.
I just looked over and but no. Well, he had the red a little bit early. He tucked it a little bit too soon, but he ends up clearing it up. Okay. But yeah, that was about 5 seconds, 6 seconds out of Frank's side, but he does clear that up and gets it nice and efficient. Both players are going to be out around 2 minutes on the Frank Ook stream there. And as we see that, we're just saying everything dropped down. Packy again just streaming through this level block here, just playing lights out, just intensity with his gameplay there. He is pressing down really quickly, dropping everything down, using every pill nice and efficient, and that's what you expect to see out of these high caliber players here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ook looking like he had a little bit of a misdrop there in his columns 4 and 5 with those red yellows. He's about got it cleared up, but it is going to cause a little bit of an issue for him. Okay, that works. He still has a potential of drop time unless he's able to get maybe a little. Okay, and he goes ahead and takes the drop time. Packy, meanwhile, out at a 258 of his level 7 or level 6 rather. He goes into the penultimate level. Chris Bedwell not too far behind, taking a bracket clear to get those yellow viruses out. Oh, this double yellow is going to be really nice for him. I thought he might go ahead and take the blue and put it there on the blue there in his column 8, but he elects to clear something out in column 3, and he's out at a 315. As we look down at Frank, making some really good plays here. He's not really wanted to see that blue yellow, but he found a place for it, a nice tuck under there to place that.
Wow, I mean, just all these players are just fascinated by all the decision making, quick, efficient, just dropping everything down quickly. I mean, lightning quick is what we expect from them, and this is exactly what we're seeing there. Bidwell going down and dropping everything to keep it as flat as he possibly can. It was looking a little bit sectioned over to that right side of his board, but has maintained a little bit more of a flatness going on. And meanwhile, as you say flatness, Packy's down to the last flat portion of his board here. He's got 6 viruses, gonna clear that red underneath. Just need some blues and yellows to advance over into it. Frank and us dropping the pills down to get the pill sequence set up on the reds, and is just presented with reds and yellows together. Packy at a 419, getting into his final level here. Bidwell's going to be joining him very soon. Just needs blues and yellows here, and a little bit of a conflict with his blue pill there, but nothing you can't fix real quickly there. And as we get into it, Frank into level 8 at about 428. Bidwell should be joining him soon. Should be joining Packy soon as he gets this red down into or yellow down into the bottom of his board here.
There we go. Chris Bidwell out at a 437. Ook trying to get out of his level 7. That double yellow was really nice, and a nice tuck under to be out at a 453. So Ook about I think that says 36. So about 11 viruses behind Frank. Definitely not anything detrimental. He can definitely come back to this if the RNG cooperates. And getting a really nice start to his level 8 is OoktheLibrarian. Looking over on Frank's side, also making some really nice plays. A little curious about this double red here that he goes ahead and puts it on the piece of red garbage there in his column 3. I like that play by Frank. Very nicely well done. We look up at Packy, who is setting up for some really monster horizontals. He gets a sweet tee into a horizontal, or excuse me, that was a vertical, and out at a 535 is Packy. And with that, Bidwell crosses that threshold, and Packy will move on to round 2. Congratulations and GG's to Packy. Bidwell probably going to go ahead and finish this out. Frank working on some monster combos of his own, as is OoktheLibrarian.
Huge statement win from Packy. 2 statement wins, securing his round 1 victory into round 2 there. But as we say that, Frank with a sub 6 of his own, and Ook just needing some reds and blues to get out of that as well. The unfortunate thing with Ook's run is it seems like NES Dr. Mario RNG came to help Ook out, and that's not what we wanted to see there, which is really, again, uncharacteristic of what we see in a SNES version. But out of the 621, still a very respectable time, still a quick time, and GG's to all 4 of the players who are playing fantastically for this round 1 matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. GG's to all. And so we're going to take a quick break. And we're going to move on to our next match with our 3C Kontroll versus our 14C DSS. And then there's another match between 2 goofy guys who've been talking to you this whole time. So
you know what's awesome about that, though? It's going to be a commentator bowl. 2 commentators enter, 1 commentator leaves. I'm looking forward to it. Flindo, let's do this. I will take off my mic and put on my gauntlets, and I will see you into the Thunderdome, my man.
Absolutely looking forward to it. We will be right back. You are watching the Dr. Mario Super Nintendo tournament. Stay tuned.
And welcome back. Thanks for your patience. These 4-player matches take just a few extra seconds to set up, but it does save us time in the long run, and we very, very, very much appreciate Dave for doing it. All right, so we are ready for our 3rd and final round 1 grouping. That is going to be Kontroll versus DaveSmithSays and Swung versus Flindo. So you just heard those 2 on our commentary, and yeah, this is going to be a couple of really good matches. Kontroll is our number 3 seed, and Dave Smith took our 14 seed, while Swung is 6 and JonDatFlindo is 11. But at a certain point, it just stops becoming relevant. They just become 4 really good players. And joining me is Savage Octagon. Savage, what are you thinking?
Well, I have to say, I mean, I haven't really seen Kontroll play, obviously, because I haven't been watching a lot of SNES, but obviously the times on speedrun.com are very good. I've heard he's great. And I mean, yeah, I loved the way that Swung threw down that gauntlet against John. That was just his standard good-natured thing, but he wants it. So very, very exciting matches.
Yeah. So Kontroll actually has a top 10 time in 0 to 20 on this one, and a top 20 time in NES. I mean, this is somebody who we could be facing in any tournament at any point, and could certainly pull off just about anything.
Yeah, we have readies from almost all players. We've got a ready from Swung, a ready from Flindo. Actually, yeah, we have them from all 4, so we are ready to get started.
Yahoo!
Oh, Kontroll needs to be on level 4.
Yeah, that'll starting the level block wrong will totally be a problem. Not that any of us have ever done that.
No, and certainly not someone who is playing in this level block right now. Swung, I think, was the first person that I saw ever did that. But you start a level ahead or so, you just have to loop back to the first one. Just can't get too excited and think you won. Or set the hottest time ever.
Yeah, that would be problematic. All right, so with our readies, we've got our 3, 2, 1 pills in the chat. Let the chaos commence.
Woo! And we've got all 4 players playing on medium. Wow, Flindo's board is very separated there, but he keeps getting these doubles to start that are just clearing stuff off the board so quickly.
Yeah, the only thing I hate for him is that there's not a way to turn that whole block of reds that he had into a whole triple, because he had the extra red on the other side. But yeah, Flindo definitely getting everything he needs to make
Oh,
this a
yeah.
very fast level.
Yeah, and he's just really set up. Once this blue falls and he gets a couple more reds, he's gonna be out. Yeah, don't even need to tuck all that to clear out. He's out at 45 seconds.
Very nice. Up on the top, we just saw DaveSmithSays make a really nice heads up play. He had the opportunity to make a triple as he's going to be out. Oh, he's still got something on the bottom. I did not see it. We're missing his very bottom row, but found a way to make it into a triple where it would have been a double. So GG's to him for pulling that off. Out at a 110 and Kontroll out at a 56 seconds.
Swan was out at about a 105, and so making good work of this level 5. Flindo, of course, he's about 9 viruses ahead, has been since Swan got in there, just needs some more reds and he'll be out. But Swan tearing his way through this level, basically getting everything he needed in basically the same way that Flindo did in the previous level. So let's keep that blue going as these two are neck and neck once again.
All right, and Flindo is out at sub. Oh, there's his timer at sub 150, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Dave Smith with a bit of a misdrop there. Looks like he's going to have to underclear, but luckily what he's got to underclear is perfectly capable of being undercleared. It's just going to take him a little bit more time as now he's having to deal with the aftermath of that. That's going to give Kontroll a chance to improve on his lead if he gets the right pills, and he's out at 158.
Mm-hmm. And a little bit of Kontroll's board is missing. We have a little bit gone there. Now, Swang, notice columns 2 and 3 did not want to fall like that, and he is dropping down that blue-red garbage, so he'll probably just be quite patient with that, making that under clear. Very able to do maneuver around that without any problems, so shouldn't be too bad. But oh, he tried to stand that pill back up horizontally, and it actually bounced out in just the wrong way. He finishes off with a lightning rod rather, as Flindo
Oh,
gets this double red out at a 259. What were you
so
seeing?
Swung, just as you were switching your view over to Flindo, Swung had a misdrop. He tucked a yellow in where he wanted to put a blue. It was one extra drop, and it did hurt him just a little bit, but he was able to get it desandwiched pretty quickly.
Control down to 4 viruses over on the top left. He has this yellow in the bottom. It was buried just a second ago, and now it is all fine. He can clear this out horizontally, just needs a couple more yellows. And yep, he'll be out at about a 317.
Meanwhile, DaveSmithSays is making good progress here, but he is stuck with just yellows now. Luckily, the doctor giving him some, and he should be out as well here in just a minute. Gets a double yellow out at a 352.
On the bottom of your screen, you see Swang and Flindo again keeping this very, very close. I do like the way that Flindo's board is set up. Nice vertical into a horizontal. It's going to be a little bit challenging for him to get those yellows off horizontally, but if he gets just the right RNG, it will work out. Actually doesn't decide to go for it, gets the perfect things for vertical, and ends up getting out at a 417. Swung right behind can underclear with a double red, which he gets. Nicely done.
Swung got a monster combo to clear up some garbage and free some stuff out just a second ago. It's really keeping him in this game. As we look at the top board, we see Kontroll is definitely in control of this game, as he is just about out of his level 7. Dave Smith struggling a little bit, had excuse me, had a couple of misdrops, some overtucks. The sort of thing can really affect your game, but being Dave, he's finding fun and creative ways of getting around every bit of issue that he's got.
And in the bottom of your screen, Flindo is in the one in control of this match. He is ahead by a dozen viruses. Needs more blue than anything else to clear out. Notice, even though he drops that garbage down on top of column 6, he can underclear it nicely. And in fact, he has the opportunity to go for these two horizontally. and that double blue making that very possible. And he is done at a 528. Nicely
Wow.
done.
So GG's to JonDatFlindo. We knew this was going to be a really tight match between these two. You know, the seeds would tell you that the advantage was to Swang, but Flindo showing that, hey, you know, there's a lot going on, a lot more to this game than just the qualifiers. But of course, getting a good-natured clap from Swang. These guys, you know, they know each other. They're good friends here. But yeah, like you said earlier, they're both really out for a win here.
Mm-hmm. And you missed in the booth, but Flindo is going to go. Flindo said, "Swang, you know, I'm going to take you, and I'm taking you in this one." And Swang said, "Oh, where are we going out to dinner?" So they got a date later. It's cool.
Oh no, I heard all that. So we've got Kontroll. He was out at a 551. GG's for him. Dave Smith not going to be too far behind, and he's going to swag it out. Look at that. That is beautiful.
Nice.
Out of the 632. So good times from all four players. But now it is going to be on Swang and on Dave Smith to extend this on to game 3.
Woo! Yeah, so can Flindo keep that super fast pace? Let's see. But as Betty said, that RNG chef's kiss, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, if you're used to watching NES, like we keep saying, this is its own separate animal. As Dave Smith showing off how much harder it is to do an AB start select hard reset or soft reset on
Mm-hmm.
the controller with this one, and the fact that it takes you all the way back to the beginning. It's why most of our players you'll see topping out. It's just obnoxious.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, it's really a pain point.
All right, we have readies from all four players.
All right, 3, 2, 1 pills. Dave Smith telling us he was still on level 7. I did not catch that. Like you said, it's definitely chaos play.
For sure.
And this will be the last of our chaos matches, as we've got 3 players underway.
Interesting staircase board for JonDatFlindo there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Just, you know, kind of jaggedy, but he's going to be able to clear this out. It is giving Swang, who's got a little bit more of a traditional board, an ability to cruise a little bit faster, and you see him doing that. He's got some opportunities, some plans going for the bottom of his board, looking pretty good.
Yeah, as we look at the top of our board, or top of your screen, you see that Dave Smith had a bit of a misdrop early on his board, but he is going to find a way to underclear these yellows and find his way up, as we see Swang and Flindo out at practically the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But Dave Smith, yeah, he's finding a good way. He's out at 102, and Kontroll out at under 45 seconds, just blazing through
Wow.
that first level.
I know. I saw that number and I was like, what? That can't be real. But yes, it was. Now, at the bottom of your screen, Swang had a great combo there to start level 5. These two neck and neck. Looks like Flindo has, you know, he has a lot of plans that he could make. The double yellow going to be excellent for him to clear out horizontally. But yeah, look at that. Layers going on the bottom as well. And so yeah, clears out that blue horizontally. Really nicely done for Flindo. Just a little bit ahead of Swang, whose viruses are all high up, so he is going to be taking some drop time.
Now looking at Kontroll, he's down to just red and blue, and of course that means a couple of double yellows. And Dave Smith has really brought this back. He had a lightning rod and a massive sweet tea earlier. He's going to be out at just under 2 minutes. Kontroll out at a 142, but that's that's definitely showcasing how quickly Dave is coming back on this one.
That's amazing. And down at the bottom, we've got still a really tight race. Flindo was out of level 5, about 2 seconds ahead of Swang. And so this is still a very, very close game. Now, this center of Flindo's board going to come down really quickly. That garbage does not matter anymore. Doesn't look like he's going to be taking those yellows horizontally. And I think that makes sense. It's going to end up with a lot of drop time with that yellow garbage. Although actually, looks like he might be thinking about it. Yeah, he's building up
Yeah, he's
plans
going
on
for
top.
it.
There he goes. Wow. But
Oh,
unfortunately, yeah, part of that kills itself. Yeah.
yeah. But like we said before, drop time doesn't matter if it's in a combo, right?
Right. Of course.
It's a huge, huge long line there. And Flindo's going to be out here in just a second. Out at a
Yeah.
303.
On top of your screen, Kontroll and Dave neck and neck. Obviously, Kontroll a little bit ahead on time, so 251 opposite Dave's 312. So it's a little bit farther apart than it looks on the screen. But still, man, they're giving us a really nice show here. Kontroll thinking about where to put that double blue. Good. Did not wreck the opportunity to put that double red and get the horizontal. So he is bringing his top line down bit by bit pretty evenly, Ook.
Yeah, this match has been defined by some early misdrops by Dave Smith, but honestly, since then he has done everything right. It's been a lot of really good play from Dave to keep this one close, and to force Kontroll to really have to put himself out there to hold Dave off.
On the bottom of the screen, Flindo just 2 viruses ahead, taking some drop time. And but wow, Swang really close there. Just needs a couple more red. Flindo out at about a 418. And Swang not too far behind at a 422. So it's down to this last level. And Flindo's board not looking super diverse at the beginning. And he's going to have a big barge of red to get through at the bottom of this board.
Yeah, that's got oops all red written all over it, but also it's got triples and more written all over it as well. So, the doctor has not been averse to setting up for just that sort of an occasion. So, we'll see what the doctor gives Flindo as he is signaling that, yeah, he doesn't want those horizontals down at the bottom. He's going to have to run everything vertically now. Oh, no, he does get one horizontally.
At the top of your screen, you see Kontroll with 17 viruses to Dave Smith's 31. So nicely done for Kontroll. Now, his board is a tale of 1, 2, 7, 8. So he's going to be taking a bunch of drop time, especially 1, 2, and 3 all being blue. Requires some sort of seesawing down. That's going to just take a little bit. But he is going to be receiving some friendly RNG and cutting that down as soon as he gets some red to clear out column 8.
Yeah, and while we were watching that board, JonDatFlindo was out at a 519. Swung had a little bit of a struggle on that level 8. He's out at a 544, which is not the time he was looking for, but still, sub 6 times, always nice in this level block. So Swang giving the "we are not worthy" to Flindo, but definitely a good game. Those two really made it fun. So GG's to both of them, as Dave Smith dropping a monster T, but it will not be enough as Kontroll out at a 533. I've been staring at his blinking screen and it hasn't clicked yet, so there it has now.
And there we go. Dave out at a 630. So Kontroll will be moving on. And GG's to Dave Smith and GG's to Swang, and Flindo's moving on as well. So we're going to have the first of our single matches coming up pretty soon. So stick around.